All right, it's Friday, and I'm thrilled. And I've got all my spawn coming up to the mountains this weekend. Hang out with their dad. My baby mama coming. We're gonna be cooking and drinking, hiking. What's up, Mr. Williams? How are you? Mm-mm-mm-mm. Look at that. A whole bunch of people jumped on. One, two, three. Good. Good to have everybody. All right. So, what are we looking at? We're looking at the market on a Friday. We got Bullard out there spewing his rhetoric. Um, and, he's trying to talk the markets down. Said he thinks they'll probably move it up to 3% this year. I mean, this guy must be living under a rock. Um, got the S&P opening it up down 30 right now. I mean, if we open here, still got, what do we have? We have about 17 minutes to the open. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. It's not looking bad. We should open right there. That'd be a nice retrace, man. If we could just stay in this 30-point range today, it's going to be a layup on Monday. It's just going to be a layup. Classic bear flag. So you could see it in the futures right now. I mean, that's how we should open. If we could look like this for the rest of the day, chilling like a villain on the ceiling with a gold tooth filling. um, So yeah, if the daily looks like that at the end of today, it's going to be a lovely, lovely thing. And let's take a quick look at what the weekly should close up looking like. As long as we don't get anything ugly today. Yeah, that's a pretty good weekly, huh? If we can close up there, yeah. I mean, it's not an engulfing, but it's a very strong bearish bar. The momentum is turning around. We may get like 1 or 2 weeks up at least. I can go for that, kids. Chillins. Let's get it started in here. So yeah, that's it, man. That's what Friday looks like. Russians bombing Ukrainians, Feds having their 15 minutes of fame, weather disagreeing. I don't even want to know what it's like by you, Tommy. I'm so pissed. I ran up here a month early just because I didn't want to be away from, my vehicle and my family and my firearms. With this bozo at the helm, and I knew it was an overreaction that I was having. But I figure if I'm wrong, worst case scenario is I'm hanging out at my house and I'm getting a jump on all the chores I have set up for the season. Um, and if I'm right, well, then I have access to everything I need. So since my life is about mitigating risk, I took the conservative approach and I head for home. But yeah, I know I left like the best part of the season behind me, man. Not a match. Mm-hmm. I think I'm itching for heading to South America next season. Now that everybody's easing up with the COVID requirements. Let's get it started. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Let's get it started. 10 minutes. Yeah, we're moving down. Mm-hmm. We're all my traditional free folk. PR Yeti, the B Music guy. If you're listening, where's your greeting? A little good morning. How you been, Dave? Good to hear from you. A little something, something. Show the love. There you are. Just wouldn't be a trading day without my furry friend. Just got in. I thought you were a trader, man. Got to be up early. Got to be staring at them charts, waiting for them to speak to you. I was probably in front of the computer at about 3:30 this morning. But I got this habit of waking up early. I started when I was a kid. I was in construction. Sometimes I had to be on the job at 4:30, 5 in the morning. Um, as an engineer, you had to lay out the deck for the crew to come in, so you had to be in before the rest of the guys were. And that just carried over. And then when I went into finance, I used to like to be in the office before everybody got in, or hit the gym and then go to the office, be able to have some breakfast and stuff before the day started. Then when I was running the company, it was always good to get in early because nobody was in and you could get a ton of things done without people knocking on your door and breaking your balls. So that's it. I'm just of that habit. I get up early. My family hated it because I'd get up early and then, I'd make a pot of coffee or sometimes I'd make breakfast. I used to just disturb everybody. I was on the stocks early, 5 a.m. Ah, just got in my love. All right, cool, man. Good to hear. That's it. I mean, you want to succeed, you have to, if you're absolutely perfect, then you got to be able to make a couple of bucks, you know. And it's time, and it's time. You got to put that time in on those charts. Just have to stare at this thing all the time, and it's not like another language. If you get immersed in that language long enough, you're just going to pick it up. You're going to start speaking that language. And that's what it is. That's what reading the chart is. It's going to start talking to you. So that's why, when I say, look, I'm looking for this, I see the market doing this, and then it does it. It's because she's talking to me. So, we've been talking about the break of this high right here. We haven't quite done it yet, but a break of this high is a move to the new high. If we set up today like I'm hoping, if we look like this by the end of the day, then Monday we've got a nice flag, and that's going to take us to new highs. And that's what we're hoping. And on this double bottom, an aggressive entry would have entered right here on the long. And I did that in my fashion on the swing trade. And we're taking this up. So now I'm kind of squeezing my stop because this is the area that we could be rejected. Like we could get rejected off of this and send us back down. So you just kind of mitigate your loss, squeeze your stop. You're alive. I'm thinking. I can tell by all the pain I'm in. Um, so we just play this, look for the reject. If we get that flag, then away we go. And we could catch a nice swing run. You're live. Oh, I got it. Just in your live. I was on the stocks early, 5 a.m. I thought you were being all kumbaya and shit. Just in your love. Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya. Some people dropped off. I guess I'm not amusing. Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya. Let's get it started in here. Get some black eyed peas. Let's get it started in here. Oh, you know what? Oh, look at that. We're buffering. What's going on with our internet? When you say squeeze your stop, what do you mean? I hear it a lot. Just want to learn the stock lingo. Okay, I don't know if that's an industry. Well, you know what? Around my circles, I guess we used to say that. But so when I enter a trade, every time I enter a trade, I put my stop in, right? Because at one point, the trade is going to break down. So let's look at that a little clearly. Look at the screen, son. Okay, so right here, this is a bold flag, right? This is the flag part. This is the pole. This is building the flag, right? So if we look at this, the low is 364. The high is 394. So on the next bar, once it breaks this 394, that triggers the flag. That's my entry right there. I put my stop right here because if the bar trades below the lower the flag, then the flag failed. Oh, and we're off and running. So I'd put my stop right there. When this baby moves up, like if it starts testing here and busts through, I'm going to squeeze my stop, move it up to a break even. I'll squeeze my stop closer to the trading price, and then I'll take my one off, and maybe I'll squeeze my stop up to here and say, okay, if it comes back here, I'm taking it, but I'm locking in my profits. So squeezing my stop is just moving my stop up, reducing my risk in the trade. You know what I mean? Because once I'm in the money, I don't want a positive trade turning into a negative trade. Once that trade goes positive, I want to reduce my risk. A lot of people will ride it out, go positive, negative, positive, negative. I don't do that. Not on the scalp. If I'm taking a swing trade, I'll give it a little more room to run. But when I'm day trading, when I'm scalping, um, that bitch just better stop moving. And I don't ride it any other way. You know what I mean? And I mean, so that's why, yeah, you got it. All right, cool. That's why you want multiple streams of revenue when you're trading. So like I day trade and I pick up lots of cash, and I mean, it's really not uncommon that I have a $12,000 day, but I have my income trades and my investments that are always making money. So I'm not pressured to make that day. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to hang in a trade just because I want to make money. If that trade moves and it wants to give me money, then I'm in that trade. I'll squeeze my stops. I'll follow it up. If it doesn't move, then that's all right. There's another one. Something's going to give me some money. and I'll lay back. And that's how you win. That's putting you in the driver's seat. But when you're trying to make a living off your trading account, woo, ciao, that's hard because you're counting the profit more than you're mitigating your risk. And people don't squeeze that stop, and they stay in it because I got to make money on this, and forget about it. Forget about it. It just doesn't work. So that's where you get the saying, the rich get richer. I mean, there's a lot of reality to that. And it's really just because they can be patient, lay back, and take advantage of shit, you know? Like when you're rich, you get to buy things cheap because you don't buy it when you need it. You buy it when you look at it and you're like, yo, that is dirt cheap and I could use that one day. And you're like, all right, you know what? I'm going to buy it. And you buy it at like 50% what you would have to buy it at if you needed it at that time. So, so like I'm looking for a recession, man, because I want a new tractor, and I know tractors are going to fall off a cliff. The value of them. All we got to do is slow down a little bit, you know. And I need some equipment around the estate to manage it and everything like that. So I'm laying back, but I know that shit is coming. I'm just sitting on the money and saying, okay, when it happens, I'll make the move. So anyway, it's that concept. I know I babble or I digress. Oh, you know what? Let's turn on the market and see what it's doing on a shorter time frame charts. And maybe we got a trade. Oh, we got a bull flag on a bear flag on the 2 minute. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. Let's see what our. Oh, that's cool. We're coming out of an oversold situation, overbought situation. Actually, it was still bought on the daily, so that's pretty good for a short. That bitch is not letting us in. Oh, we could get in on the 1 minute. Did it run too much? Oh, yeah. Come on, kick back a little bit. Let me in there. Oh man. All right, I babbled my way out of a trade. That's all right. Let's get it started in here. Cubers throwing people in jail for protesting. That's part of Puerto Rico, right? Oh, that would have been a nice trade. What a shame. It's not even back to the break even yet. Nah, that's not true. Um, I don't think a lot of people buy it just to buy it. That's like Hollywood rich. That's not real rich. You know what? Some of the wealthiest people I know, you wouldn't even know they're wealthy. You look at them, they're like, you know, jeans, flip flops. You know, very. I mean, they're not about that, and they're not impulsive buyers, and that's why they're rich because they're not impulsive buyers. You know, they haggle for every dollar. It's unbelievable. But you know, that's making your money work. Or maybe our concept of rich is different. You know, like wealthy. I think I understand what you're saying. The difference between wealthy and rich. I'm just slow on the upload. Down lower, first time in 5 days. Let's get it started. Yeah, she's coming back. She's coming back. Yeah, it's too much of a pullback for a flag. But this is it, man. Don't break new highs. If it just grinds in here all day, I will be a happy white boy because that's setting up that flag. And I like those easy trades, man, where they're classic, they look good, and you can't help but take them. You just got to take that trade. Dan. Grind here, get to 11:30, and let me get on with my weekend. What do I got to do around the house? Nothing really. Went out yesterday. I don't have anything to pick up. I think I'm just gonna relax and get an altered perception, altered perspective. Oh, somebody's chatting. I see rich people as in rappers, entertainers. Yeah, that silly rich. Yeah, niveau riche, which means new money. Nvidia and Coop. Why? Got some inside information there, Mr. Williams? Nvidia. Yeah, I've got it on my list over here. You know, I'm a fan of that company from back in the day. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. COUP. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it did a nice gap fill yesterday. I mean, over the past 3 days, it did pretty well in filling that gap. Yeah, look, now Whaler, Fed's Whaler, is screaming for a 50-point basis, 50 basis point hike. And he's saying that the data is calling for that. But, the data is lagging. Things have changed since that data was created. You got to look at the data and where it's going to be in the following month. See, now we're looking all whippy. May not be any trades in it. What's the composite doing? Composite just closed its gap. Got a bear flag on the Dow 5 minute. Got a bear flag on the S&P 5 minute. Russell's just consolidating. Yeah, I think this is a down day. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle, here is my spout. Tip me over and pour me out. Anybody know that song? I mean, I remember that from elementary school in Brooklyn. Brooklyn. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Mm. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Is nothing. There's nothing. Nothing I want to. I might get my wish, man. Quiet day, trading inside. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Spider-Man, Spider-Man. We're gonna get another dip this month. Can't call it. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I think I'm bearish today. What sort of news do we have? I think we got some Fed speak next week, right? Covered that in the morning meeting. Oh yeah, we got Powell on Monday. Yeah, we're gonna retrace a little today, a little Monday, and then get the flag. Maybe we'll get the flag on Tuesday. And we got Fed's just barking. Oh, look at that, Barkins is speaking at 12:30. Evans speaking at 2. Bowman speaking at 3. Got existing home sales in 10 minutes. Then we got Fed's barking all next week. Damn Feds. Learn to trade. She's putting on that push. All right, range bound so far. Got about 8 minutes left. This could be the high. Got an 18-point range. There's nothing to even trade. But that does make a good breakout when you get a narrow range like that. We should get a little retrace to the mid, and then we might see a breakout one way or the other. I'm just watching the markets. Nothing entertaining, just grinding back and forth. Look, if you look on these 2-minute charts, this is an older 30-minute opening range that if we opened up the chart and rolled back, we'll probably be able to find out when. But you can see how you just get in these corridors and you stay there. On this 5-minute chart where my mouse is now, this is today's opening range. Looks like we are range bound at the moment. And like I've been saying, this is good, you know. If this is what we do all day, then we're setting up a nice bear bull flag on the daily. Give it a good moment to consolidate, get its footing, and then bang, you should be able to break to a new high. But we have a whole day to go. Anything can happen. Hmm. Yeah, it's a good show. Mm-hmm. 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 So we got 2 minutes left to that 30-minute bar closing. This is definitely the opening range. Won't have to adjust those bars. And we could just watch this baby. I mean, it's only an 18 point range. This is a little more normal trading. And it feels like we're moving into that spring summer trading feel. You know, those 90-point days, those are absurd. Normally, I mean, a bad day in the S&P should be about 40 points. 123-point days, we were saying. I'm sure we'll have a few more. Oh, today's triple witching too, right? Is today the third Friday of the month? Yeah, it is. So we have option expiration today. It's interesting that we're not getting volatility. That's probably what happened yesterday. And look at that, we're closing to challenge the opening range high. Just when I said this is it. We'll probably pop through it on the next bar on the 5 minute. And there we go, just pop through it. Slight rejection.
Order filled.
Taking one off right here and move into my break even. Ah, yes, sister's ass. See, this is a hard trade because you still have to break this high right here to get moving. Hmm. Order filled. Taking off my second third right here. Once it calms down a little. Yeah, I'm going to do it right here. My 2 minutes is getting overextended. Got 350 on that second third. Got 100 on the first third. Run, 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 but you just can't hide. And Davey paid. I've got my last third. I'm leaving it on as a runner, and I've got it at a break even. So I'm in a riskless trade. I got paid. We'll see what happens. It's probably going to come back and test that opening range high. Although this looks like a 5-minute flag if it doesn't pull back too aggressively. We got some time on that though. Yeah, I really thought this was going to go the other way. Looks like we're trying to push up. We're not getting that flag. We're already making a high because we broke yesterday's high. I mean, we're not getting my classic flag. And we're breaking that 1678. That's the high we got to break to make a new high. Which we broke it. We just got to hold it. It'd be nice if we set it in nice and tight. it's a good indication that we should move up to that 44, 46. Mm-hmm. Yeah, grind, grind, grind. Mm, 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 mm. I'm still in this biatch. She's creeping up. Now that 60 minutes overvalued, I'm taking it right here. Yo, got 1100 a contract on that one. Well, fellas, I don't mind saying I'm done for the day. Got 100 a contract, 300 a contract, and 1100 a contract. So if you just did 3 contracts, that would be a $1,500 move. Not bad, not bad, not bad. It's a good way to end the week, which was a quiet week for me. I didn't really make any considerable money. A couple of days, I knocked a few trades out, small trades. That was a good one. Yo, super job, 6:30 in the green. Gotta love it. Are you booked? 6:30 booked? Is that a swing trade or a day trade? Day trade, good, good. So you back to cash? Yeah, I'm cash now in this account, and I'm probably going to leave it alone. I mean, yeah, that makes for a good day. I made a good day. I hate giving stuff back, so I'll stay out of it. Oh, you're still paper trading? No cash yet. All right, cool. Be patient. Be patient. It's hard too when you have a lot going on, and I know you're busy. So, I mean, it's not something I advocate. I mean, I trade a lot. My trading is a lot more poor when I'm streaming live with you guys. I miss lots of opportunities. I forget I'm in stuff, you know. So I think it's good that you're paper trading while focusing on your livelihood. You're going to be dangerous once you focus on this full time. Yeah, yeah. There's no such thing as multitasking. People like to say that I'm a good multitasker and stuff like that, but that's not true. Scientifically, it's not possible. I mean, it's multi-distracted. You know, and actually, when you jump from one task to another, statistically, it takes about 15 minutes to get immersed and focused on the new task. So, I mean, if you're multitasking within a half hour, you're never contributing 100% of your focus or ability to one task. So, I've never advocated that. Yep, overtrading is a big problem. And you know what? I mean, you see like 1 or 2 trades a day I'll take, and that's a lot. I mean, during the summer, I'll make my money on like 2 or 3 trades a week. Day trade money. It's I don't count like if I make an investment or I do a midterm kind of trade. But when I'm day trading, yeah, 2 or 3 trades. Oh, did you, Yeti? All right, good, good, good. I mean, try to see the trades yourself. Don't rely on me. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I mean, I forget to speak out loud when I'm doing the trades or and stuff like that. So you need to see it. So don't try to make money off of me saying, "Oh, I'm getting in here, I'm getting in there." Although I like to tell you the setups, and you should have some foresight. But just make sure you're not using me as a crutch. I'm old too, man. You never know when I'm gonna take that dirt nap. So you want to be making money on your own. Yeah, I'm really not that old. I guess I'm old. I know anything I'd want to sleep with thinks I'm icky. But I'm relatively fit. Yeah, but the rest of the day is just chillaxing. Davey got paid. Yeti got paid. Yeah, it's simple, man. It's simple. I mean, once you're reading the charts, it's simple. And if you can keep that emotion out of it, you know, it's not hard. I mean, it's real easy when you get that momentum like we had a month or two ago. If you were following my tweets, I mean, we were just getting monster trades, like two a day, three a day. Just crazy moves. And once a setup broke, there was no give back. There was no heat. It just broke and ran. I love days like that. During the summer, it takes a little longer. You get less trades. They might be a little more choppy. It's a little harder. It's starting to warm up here. I could move into my office. Nah, it's still got to burn a little heat. I don't want any fumes. Next month. Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess you'll see it. You'll have a better understanding next season because that happens during the winter. I mean, it's not uncommon. There's always something going on that's moving the markets like that. During the winter, you get a lot of volatility, a lot of movement, and then the stuff tapers down in the spring a little bit, and then summertime comes, forget about it. It just the momentum just falls off a cliff. Forget about it. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Yeah, it's easy to get caught up in it. You got to write out those rules. You got to decide exactly what you need to see to take a trade, and you should be passing on a lot of trades. Don't worry about what you leave on the table. If you pass on a trade that would have worked out, um, that's a good indication. Just if you're taking trades that are making money and you find you're passing on a lot of trades, then just reevaluate your rules and see if you could alter your rules to pick up a couple of more trades. So you're always working to improve your profits. You don't want to keep working to mitigate your losses because, I mean, that's just depleting your business, depleting your capital. So, well, you know what? It was a pretty good move. What are we looking at across the board? I mean, we're not even seeing 1% on the other markets. The S&P is only up 3 points. I would have liked to have seen it hold that high. It broke. It broke. Hold on, I'm swinging a trade in a chart in here. We were calling for a break of this high right here to make a new high, which we did. But it's retreating right away, and that's usually a problem. You don't want to see that. But if it holds above that 50-day moving average, um, I'd say it's very likely that we're heading up to the 44, 45 mark. So it could still be a red day. I don't think it's going to be too aggressive. We might put in a shooting star on Monday. You know, tag that 44, 45 mark and turn around and roll back down. No, you didn't think about that. Yeah, you well, if about that is your rules. Um yeah, you definitely should be you should write a business plan. I mean, it's a business and you should have a business plan and you should know you know what your parameters are for taking a trade, you know. And that's why I talk about all the stuff that I let go. And I mean, for me to write a business plan on every investment theory, I mean, it would be exhausting. And try to follow it, it just doesn't make sense, you know. If you're just chasing the next best thing, I mean, you're destined to lose. And there's lots of guys out there who make a lot of money and then turn around, give it all back, and then give back their capital. And that's usually how it goes. You know, a lot of these guys, and mostly the loudmouths, end up profiting quickly and then giving it all back. And I try to be politically correct, but I mean, I know it when I hear it. I mean, even when you look at some mutual fund traders and hedge fund traders, you know, the newer traders who come out and got a lot of bark and outperforming everybody, and you know, they got well, like an idea and the market goes right, but they don't have the staying power. And you know, they take off quick, make a lot of money, and then give it all back. Like the Gazzarelli Fund. I mean, that was just a name that sticks in my head from back in the day when I was young in the industry. I'm trying to see what ARC Innovative Investments is going to turn out to be. She might have had her 15 minutes of fame, and now even when she speaks, you could hear her lack of confidence. And it's just that it's a rough business model that she has, you know. And being a hedge fund, I mean, she has to get involved across the board, you know, with all sorts of techs, and a lot of them's not going to be there going forward. So she's playing a rough game. If we break 4405, I think there's a good chance that we start a retrace. We could see 4367, about 4384 is going to probably give us our first bit of trouble. Then 4367 should be our final target, unless things get nasty. But again, none of that'll happen unless we break that, what did I say, 4405. Boom, boom, boom. I want to listen to music, but I know I'll get copyright issues. Just got the Black Eyed Peas running through my head all morning. Yeah, that's I usually stick one in my ear. Yeah, that's what I do. That's at least that's what I was doing when I was streaming last year. I guess I could do it now. I'm just lazy. Yeah, finally. I mean, it was so cold they weren't tweeting it up. Are they coming across? Well, I guess they are coming across if you hear 'em. Yeah. Huh. I'm in the woods, son. Mm-mm-mm. See, now this daily is starting to look a little ominous. I mean, we got a whole day. We can't really judge it. That's nothing. Wait until the spring comes, man. You could hear the woodpeckers. I mean, in the mornings, you hear turkey gobbling. These are just, I guess, robins and winter birds, like sparrows and stuff like that. But now you're starting to see the robins. They stand on the lawn with their chests facing the sun, I guess, to warm themselves. And you get all these male robins all over the lawn. And the females are building their nests right now. There's one tree out of the living room window that they build their nest, and we keep the blind down so they have privacy. And then, once they hatch their eggs, we put the blinds up, and we get to watch the babies grow. And then, on like just about all the decks, um, there are nests, under little canopies and overhangs and stuff like that. I mean, you could walk around the house and look at all the different decks, and you'll find a nest everywhere. And then off, there's one field that we keep like goats and sheep, and a little bit behind that field, there's an eagle's nest. And every year for the past like 4 or 5 years, an eagle has been in there raising young. It When we first came up here in that direction, there was a nest, but shortly after we were here, we didn't really see much action come out of that. But in the past 3 years, something has come back, and I'm thinking it might have been one of the young from the original nest that have come back to nest here. Yeah, it's cool. But like when if I make a prosciutto or hang out some meat to dry it, I got to be careful because the they're looking to eat my meat. They want to eat my prosciutto. Yeah, Tioga. That's the Poconos. I'm familiar. They actually have a good hunting camp up there, where I did some boar hunting up in Tioga. If you're into hunting, if you want to do a little boar hunting, it's pretty good. There isn't wild boar in Pennsylvania. Well, there's some, but it's not like down south where it's all over the place and you could just go into wild game land and hunt boar. But up in the mountains around New York, Pennsylvania, they're still in the game mountains, and they're very strict about keeping them from escaping, and because it's an invasive species, which I think is a ridiculous concept because I mean, every animal is an invasive species. I mean, especially in North America. I mean, you could track them, all, um, to the land bridge and stuff like that. So a lot of the stuff was brought over by the Europeans. That's why I'm also thinking of spending some time down in Florida. Rifle season after Black Friday, deer season. Yeah, yeah. Rifle season is like the end of November, I think. But you could archery season is in September in Pennsylvania, and you could hunt with a crossbow. So if you're not that good with a bow, crossbow's pretty handy. And I've taken quite a few deer with a crossbow, and I kind of like that season because it's warm, it's comfortable, and you can go out and whack them. And they're starting to get all antsy, the deer, because they start to rut. Oh, your father-in-law does it archery, yeah. I mean, I'm not about that. I mean, everybody's like it's very sportsmanlike. I'm not looking. I'm looking to eat. You know, so I'm taking those guys out as easy as possible. Yeah, I got a pretty cool crossbow. I mean, I've only hunted with it like once or twice, but it's a nice setup. And what I consider hunting is really just harvesting because I could just sit on my deck with a cup of coffee and wait, and something nice is gonna walk by, then I'll blast it. I'm not the kind to sit out in the woods and freeze my ass off. Yeah, deer steak. It's called venison. Just like you don't eat cow steak, you eat beef. Deer steak is venison. Yeah, it's good. That's all I really eat, um, is venison. When I'm out of venison, then I'll find some grass-fed, grass-finished meats. But yeah, I really just eat game meat. And to tell you the truth, after you're on venison, um, beef like just loses its luster. You know, Although you get some grass fed, grass finished beef and you age that bitch for like 3 or 4 days, and oh, that's delicious. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not deer steak, it's venison. Like, what do you want for dinner tonight? Let's have cow steak. Hmm. Yeah. You guys, do you guys have a roasted piglet in the Puerto Rican culture? Because I know some Asian friends, Filipinos, they have a roasted piglet, and I think, and it comes from the Spanish culture, because Spain was in the Philippines for so long, and actually Philippines is named after King Philip. Um, but I know in Spanish, I think it's a lechon, and I think it's the same in the Philippines, a lechon. So I'm just wondering if you Puerto Ricans are roasting up a baby piglet. And yeah, I know Cubans and Colombians, they have that fried mastizas, I think it's called, the fried pork. That is just delicious, man. Delicious. And it's funny because yeah, I mean, I've been around, so I know or have. Yes, we roast everything per nil. I got to check that out. So yeah, I told you my family is interracial. My immediate family. Um, yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah, it's the same thing. The lechon must be pernil in in Spanish Puerto Rican culture. But yep, the skin gets crispy. Oh, forget about it, man. Forget about it. A heart attack in a plate. Um, but yeah, like my family, even though they're Italian, my father, my sister, my mother, they their palates are so limited, and I mean, they eat basic stuff like the same shit all the time, and they dread coming here. My father bitches, I'm not eating at your house. It's something you shot on your lawn, which literally it is something I shot on my lawn. But yeah, they're crazy like that. And then you have my kids and my baby mama, and yet they'll eat anything. They're just accustomed to eating all sorts of weird stuff because their grandparents make all sorts of weird stuff. Um, so it's just interesting in my house. Like if I throw a Thanksgiving dinner, I have to promise them that I get a steroid-ridden, antibiotic-infused, inhumanely raised processed turkey instead of a nice fresh wild turkey that's naturally raised with no antibiotics or anything like that. It's got to be store bought, which is crazy because around here you have such big, beautiful turkeys, man. You can get a wild turkey, and people say you can't eat the legs, you can't eat the wings, then you're crazy. Up around here, they're so well fed, they're so fat. It's easy to nail a 20-pound wild turkey around here. I mean, easy that if you saw a turkey, they're usually in flocks, and you could find a 20-pounder in the flock. But I mean, it's obviously hunting a turkey is not easy. And I will confess, I'm not too sportsman about it. I'll hide on my deck and use a rifle to take that sucker out. Yeah, crispy lechon. Yeah, I was thinking of maybe raising a couple of pigs this year. And I'm running out of venison, so I'd have to raise something or hunt something this season. Otherwise, I'll eat that toxic meat from the supermarket. Mm-mm-mm. So we got a bear flag setting up on the 5 minute. If somebody's looking for an entry, I'm out. Um, how low did that baby go? Yeah, we pierced the 44.05 I was looking for. That flag will probably take us lower. I wouldn't be surprised if we see the 43.90 again. And then if this day turns sour, we might get that 43.83 I'm looking for. Yeah, it's actually cool having livestock. Yeah, we went from the city, and I brought the family to the estate to live for a couple of years, and we raised sheep, we raised dairy sheep, we raised chickens, we raised ducks, and so here I had these city girls who were used to taxis and brunches and um, fine restaurants, and then they were birthing lambs and milking sheep and taking care of chickens and turkeys, and they loved it, man. They loved it. They speak about it to this day. As adults, they were young, they were children, but and like preteen, but they still speak about it. It was a good time for them. So yeah, I definitely recommend that. Grow your veggies. I don't know if I'm going to get any. Well, I might get one or two animals, but I was going to be more aggressive. But then I decided to just focus on, doing all the chores around here, prepping the pit place, and then maybe next season I'll go off the hook on what I grow. Well, you know what, man? There's a lot of people doing it. It's already happening. A lot of people are doing what's called homesteading. And it took off like maybe 5 or 6 years ago. People started getting into it around the time that I took an interest, but it took off about 5 or 6 years ago, and a lot of people are buying properties with like 2, 3 acres, and they're homesteading. They're growing vegetables. They're growing meat because really the meat you're buying in the supermarket is just toxic. It's just toxic. The difference between a grass-fed steak and a store-bought corn-fed steak is amazing. It's like two ends of the spectrum. So red meat is bad for you and toxic and a carcinogen when you buy it from the store. But if you just have grass-fed organic meats, it's a superfood for your body. So it's amazing the difference, and people are recognizing that, and that's why they're starting to homestead and grow their own foods because you're really being poisoned. A lot of the illnesses you have are because of processed foods. Yeah, back to the basics, and then like primitive survival skills. I read a lot of that stuff too. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous what people are spending on medications. Just to survive. Yo, I don't want to live like that, man. I don't want participants in my life. If it takes a team of doctors and pharmacists to keep me alive, I shouldn't be alive, man. I'm not being a good animal. It's just not something I want. You know what I mean? And it's not a genetic I want to pass on if I need that. I'd rather be a good animal. So the key to that is nutrition and not like make sure you get a lot of vitamins, but the quality of the foods that you eat. And we eat shit. I mean, even half the foods, the colors of them, they're not natural, man. Do I know about celery juice? Well, I know the nutritional value of celery. And it's actually a vegetable that I eat often. There's an Italian vegetable called cardunia, and it's kind of a celery. It's hard to get, but it's delicious when you fry it. And celery is when you fry it tastes very similar to that. So when cardunia is out of season, I eat a lot of celery. Yeah, and I like to fry it or saute it or what have you. And no, don't believe the hype about fried foods. That's not a problem either. First of all, you want quality oils like olive oil or something like that. And then the trick is to make sure the oil's very hot so that the food doesn't absorb the oil. The book Celery Juice, written by Anthony Williams. No, I don't. I'm not familiar with that. I'm not familiar with that. I'll check it out though. Hey, did you ever see Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead? I think it's streaming on Netflix. You can probably watch it free somewhere. You got to watch that. It's incredible. I mean, this dude was sick, and takes you along on his journey to get healthy again, and documents it. And he had a rare disease doctors had a hard time handling, and he basically cured himself just with nutrition and eating quality foods. Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead. He was a finance guy too. Still is. Yeah, it's pretty incredible. And then he met a guy on his journey because he actually took a journey while rediscovering himself or redefining himself. Um, and he met a guy who had the same rare disease he did. And he told the guy, you ever want to get straight? The guy was a trucker. You ever want to get straight? Give me a call and I'll help you out. And yeah, the guy took it with a grain of salt. But then a couple of years later, he called this guy and he's like, yo, I've got to get well. I can't do this anymore. Um, so he kind of sponsored the trucker so that the trucker could focus on getting his life together and getting healthy. And through the same method, that guy too turned his life around. And actually, that trucker is now an advocate or a mentor for healthy living and clean living, and that's what he does for a living now. He goes around and gives lectures on healthy living, and he coaches people on healthy living and stuff like that. So anyway, all in that movie, very cool. So we had that break of the 405, and we touched down and hit that 4402, and it looks like it's retracing right here, which is interesting. Who knows how the day closes? Who knows? All right, but you know what? It's 11 o'clock, and I know I usually wrap this up around 11:30, 12 o'clock, but it's Friday, and I made my money, and I'm just not hanging out streaming anymore. So you guys have an excellent weekend. I'll do my end of the day, and we'll talk a little bit about what the end of the week looks like, because we could look at a weekly chart right now, because it's the end of the week. And look for that. Look for the EOM. So everybody have a good weekend. I appreciate you hanging out. It was good talking to you, and I'll catch you guys Monday. Monday, Monday, Monday.